Hey everyone, it's Flexing Joe. I'm just gonna do a quick intro into this video. I took a trade and was able to get funded here on a single trade on a 50K evaluation account. I'm just doing this quick introduction because I wanted to apologize. Something happened with my mic and it sounds like I have a weird electronic echo. I believe that has something to do with OBS. Was able to sort that out. It was kind of misusing some noise suppression or something like that. So it hasn't happened since. But I decided to just leave it with the original audio. Again, my apologies, because I want you guys to be able to hear like the raw sounds, the tone of my voice, everything as it was while taking and while in this trade, and as I'm immediately talking through everything and flipping through all of the charts. So I appreciate you all for watching and checking out this video. Hit me up in the comment section if you have any questions, and we'll get right into it.
Okay, so I'm gonna try this again because I was talking the entire time. I filmed like probably a 3-minute clip as to like why I took this trade. So this is the only trade I've taken on this account, as you can see, looking at the entire chart, right? Like there's no other tick marks or anything on this account. This is a new evaluation account, right? Apex having the 80% off sale. Been wanting to make a video about getting funded. So I took 5 contracts here at the low of day. And I understand this is a counter trend trade that's pretty aggressive, and I took my first scale for 2 contracts at 20 points. I did ultimately debate taking a third contract off there and decided against it. Then now I saw we pull back, and we're having this struggle here as well. So I am going to put my order there for that other one. If it takes it, great, but I really want to try to lock in some more profit here. I'm going to get into really quickly the reason for taking this trade. So if you just happen to look at your Thinkers, like I chart on Thinkorswim exclusively, and then I just trade on Ninja. So looking at NQ right here, we have this level. This is the level from the day following FOMC. So here's the FOMC big pop, big push. We came down here. So I saw this level. I saw that there's an hourly and like 30-minute pivot area right here, and I wanted to see if this was going to hold. So then looking at ultimately looking at the 5-minute chart, right, I saw that we pushed down, we broke the level, we closed right above it. We closed above it. We did close slightly below it, but couldn't close below low of day. We just wicked down below, and that's when I entered. And then the next candle, we had that big push up, right? So on the 1 minute too, we put in this big hammer candle here, just that, like we were wicked down and instantly popped back up, and that's where I set my order, and I got filled on this 1 minute candle. So I put my order there as a bid. I was hoping it would come back down and tap it, and instantly I was green into the profit. So should have started the video earlier, but I kind of forgot, and this is my first trade on this account. Okay, so we are going counter trend. I understand that, but we've already had 1, 2 5-minute EMA pullbacks, and the third one usually fails, which gives me some indication as we approach, or in power hour, that we might be able to push up a little bit higher. So I am waiting to see that, if that's going to pan out. So I have that order sitting there right there. I'll be fine with it. If we take the third contract off for 20 points, that's fine. I will have initially risked 30 points total, 5 contracts times 6 points each, and I will have gotten 60 points profit if we get this one out in profit, which, there it is. So my next profit is sitting up here. I'm not exactly sure where I want these profits to be, so let's just take a peek at what the chart is showing us, right? Clearly, I have a pivot area right here, and I should expect some resistance within these wicks as we would have demand turned into supply. So I for sure want to take some off there. And then lastly, I would definitely want to take one off here. But these targets are actually, if not there, then maybe even like over here. These targets are quite far, right? This is 46 points. This is 60 points away from my initial entry. Now, seeing this, right, we're moving up. I do think with the VIX pulling down that there is a probability for this trade to continue to pan out, and that's exactly what I want to see. So again, I want to show you. Let's look at the VIX. I don't use the VIX as the only reason for being in a trade or taking a trade, but I use it for its added influence. So on the 5-minute chart, right, you can see where we pushed up, we closed above 1350, and then we put in this kind of micro lower high, and then we're still moving down, right? But the EMAs are coming up behind us. And the technical analysis on VIX works just as well. And you can see how this is a pivot and it's potentially basing on it, right? So cause for concern for the bulls there. On the 10-minute chart, similar thing. You can see where the pivot is. You can see how it wicked up. And I'm watching the 10-minute mostly on VIX. And I saw that we couldn't close over 13.5, and then we came back down. So I'm also showing this CBC flip indicator is just kicking on right here, and if we continue to push down and we can't hold above these 10-minute EMAs here, this is the 50 on top and the 34 on the bottom. If we can't hold above those, we will continue to be bullish in the market, and that's exactly what I'm hoping for. So, boom, you can see that we're continuing to move up. Moving this stop up to here. Let me get the control center up here. So this is the control center. You can already see that we're at 52,400. I only need to make $600 more in order to make this trade be a success and to lock this in and actually fund the account in one trade, which was not the goal, which is not the intention. I'll make another one of these videos if that's what happens to show you it over multiple trades, and maybe I'll size down and only do 2 or 3 cons. But I felt really confident in that reversal setup of where we were wicking off of, where we kind of swept that low, where maybe some potential orders were still sitting, and now we push back up. So this still comes down to where should I take this next contract off, and realistically, I think that it's just for the sake of an even number. We're at 40 here. This would be 35 or so here. You can see there's some wicking, some rejection there. I'm going to just go back on my other screen, look at NQ. And this is what we're seeing across the 1 and on the 10-minute charts here as we're approaching the 10-minute EMA. But you can see that it looks like we're getting some strong buying here. See the 5-minute, I didn't trust the 5.9 to support price to continue down. And so far we're pushing up into it. The 5-minute 20 would be right about 68, and that would be where this low wick is. So maybe we try that. Let's try that right at like 66 and see what we get. In fact, we'll just move it down a little bit more just to give us a little bit more of a buffer, 65. So we're about 10 points away there. This would be a 40-point trade. Again, this is on an eval account, right? Because if it was a PA, it would say PA in front of it, and we'll see what this trade is going to give us. And I'm just looking at on the 1-minute chart right where we would be scaling, which is right here. We are getting extended from the 1-minute 9 and 20 EMA as well. So there is some likelihood of a pullback, maybe as far as like 46, 47. I don't really want to see that. I'd like to see us continue to push. The VIX is continuing to drop. So I'll show you guys that again. Here's the VIX continuing to drop. This is great. So CBC flip on the 5. CBC flip right there on the 10, CBC flip on the 15, and then also looks like we're setting up for a CBC flip on the 30, right? So the more of the higher time frames, the more of them that there are, the more you can say that you're trading in the right direction of the trend, right? So, but here we have again that little pullback. This is exactly what I expected, even as low as like 45, 46. We'll see what happens. I do have 2 contracts left. If it hits my stop, that would be rather unfortunate. I'd be given back about 18 points total. I'm hoping that's not what happens here. But we have had 4 consecutive green candles. The one thing I would say I don't particularly like is this is the low of day candle, the candle that made the low of day prior to this move, right? This little bit of just a wick down. And we did not break the high of this candle, and we encountered selling right here near the open and near this upper wick, right? So we pushed down, we made new low of day, we pulled back a little bit, and then we shoved down even further. So that tells me that sellers are still sitting and waiting right there. And then really I'm looking for these buyers, in this general area to hold up, and I have my stop where I have my stop. And I like to when this happens, let you kind of see here. So be giving this back. And there it is. I'm going to get stopped. Which will be fine. Feels as if I caught a pretty substantial move here. I'm trying to think, like, I don't know for sure if my stop is necessarily in the right place. I would like to see, honestly, I probably can move it down even further, to be honest. I'd like to see some candles like building off of this, but that would be right about in this area, to be honest. But we'll leave it where it was. Or, I don't, oh my god, I don't remember exactly where it was. I just know it was up higher, so I'll move it up back up higher. And for the sake of everyone at home, I'll play this on fast forward. You can see how the CBC is flipping right here, and it keeps toggling, like the arrow appears and disappears. If this candle closes below the low, or it is below the low, that indicator is going to flip on. So if we close below the low of that candle, we have a CBC flip, and then essentially it means that bears are regaining control on a candle by candle basis. Again, I really think my stop should be further down, but it's hard to justify already giving back like 22 points. This right here would be a 20-point stop, which is unfortunate. Honestly, I should have, taken. Obviously now I can see that I should have potentially taken one off here for 30 points instead of 3 at 20. And I really don't want to get stopped out. You can see I'm playing with my stop. I shouldn't be, but I really just think that it's going to bounce right in this area. I can't help it, but I could be wrong. We could see a new low of day, but I really do think it's going to bounce like right where it is. This is the only time I'll be like playing with my stops and moving them, you know what I mean? And like kind of like, what do I do? Because I'm already in profit. And I'm trying to balance out protecting profit and letting the trade have room to breathe, to work. But it's coming down harder than I thought. Like it could come down even as far as here, and I don't know that I really want to let it, like after being up 33 points, am I going to let 25 points go? That's exactly what I'm hoping for here. I'm hoping we get this bounce right in this area, but we need to push up and reclaim that candle by candle, right? The bullish versus bearish perspective. You can see bearish candle by candle CBC flip is right there. Also, just because I have it on other screens, right? I am still watching this VIX. We did pop right up, right off of that same area where I expected, right in through here, where you can see the pivot was. So basically holding that same area. Now we're starting to push back up, which would be not so great for the bulls. But let's just see what's going to happen here as I'm watching everything, including the dollar index, right, which is dollars closed, the yields. Just watching to see what the rest of the market is doing. why stop up to there, right? Because if we break this low again, it's not going to be a good sign. I'm just letting this trade. I'm trying to, again, the tricky part is always trying to let the trade have room to breathe, and also, protecting, a reasonable amount of profit that you've earned on the trade, right? I've already scaled out twice. I should have scaled a third time here for 30 points. So instantly, reviewing the trade, I can already see that. And I guess, should the market, change tides a little bit and it gives me another pop, I should have the order there waiting, right? So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to move that order down for 30 points, knowing that I should have taken that profit for 30 points. And if the market gives me a pop up there, then I'm going to take it. It'll just fill the order. And I'll be left with one contract to really just kind of run. But I see the, VX, which is the VIX futures, kind of rejecting, near the orb area. And VIX itself approaching that 1350 level again. So here we go. Okay. So we have a CBC flip. We're having a CBC flip now on the 5 minute as well. So first got on the 1 minute. We got some good buying coming off of this here. So really like a higher low setup. See what's gonna happen. Looks like we're getting that push. See, and you watch, right? We'll probably go back up all the way to that like 65 level, and I'll be like, well, damn, I took it off for 10 after almost getting stopped. Like maybe I should have taken it off for, I'm sorry, if I took it off for 10 less, I should have held the order up here. But I think let's be smart. I should have taken it off here for 30. So, hopefully if the market gives me a second chance, I'm going to take it, right? The market rarely gives us second chances. Oh, baby, it doesn't want to fill that order, does it? All right, there it is. So there's one contract out for 30 again. So 3 for 20, 1 for 30. That brings us this trade total to 90 points secured, risking a total of 30. Right. So we are at a 3-to-1 risk reward, which is fantastic. Had a good trade thesis. Understood potentially where the trade might go, and just because of the distance here, just trying to take some contracts off at reasonable areas and lock in profit along the way. One thing to consider is if we're going to consider maybe the high to the low of this move, that same area around 65 is the 50% fib. So I don't know how much more we're going to get out of this trade, but we're going to let it cook. You can see here that I have locked in $1,830. Essentially, I need to lock in about right where this is, about $1,200 more. And if we lock in $1,200 more on this trade, then the account is funded in one trade. And if we don't, we don't, and we'll probably finish funding this account tomorrow. So let's just see what's going to happen. So I'm just letting this cook. No need to rush it. No need to stop out, right? That was a little bit sus right there, but wanted to see the wicks overlapping. Let's also we can just go to different time frames here. So looking at the 10, again, you can see I haven't taken any other trades on this account. This is the only trades, and obviously you could just do the math. I mean, it's sitting right there. But on the 10, still looking really strong. And I think there's some great possibilities here. Let's just look at the other time frames. Let's look at the 4 minute. What do we got going on the 4 minute? Oh yeah, looks real bullish. Real bullish on the 4. You know, the 3 looks good, right? Pop up, pull back, pop up some more, right? So here's your low. You break out high. Here's your higher low, right? And we're pushing. We are pushing. 2 minutes as well. You're probably wondering, why doesn't Joe have any EMAs on his ninja chart? I just don't want to clog it up. I don't want anything to like impede the trading. I don't want more things in the way. I use the chart trader. I don't want, more things in my way to click on. I want to just be able to see VWAP. I have my orb, my initial balance indicators, and that's really it. That's all I want to have on here. So this is doing really solid. We are at 52,600 now. Boy, oh boy, I got to zoom in on that. Right, so, damn, right where we would have scaled. Right where we would have scaled at 66. Go figure, look at that, some resistance right there. Boom, right here. Again, we have this EMA extension. So we're going to see if we're going to get pullback, but look, we're over the 5 minute 20. And ultimately, I think our final target is set here on 86. Yep, 85.50. So that's right here in between these two. Concerning thing though is it's 349. There is an algo pop, which usually will happen, and boom, you can see this algo popped up big time. Am I gonna get that? I'm gonna move my stop up just to protect this, because these algo pop at 350 and 355 can be quite insane, as you can see. Like look at this candle already. It's up, and boom. So. That's it. That's the trade. The account is funded in one trade. So I'll work on getting this video, of course. I think I have to work on doing another one of these, but an account funded in one trade. 10 cons is the max. I only did 5. I was red for maybe a second or two here, and good to go. But as always, I appreciate you all for watching. Hit me up in the comment section if you have any questions, concerns. Please like and subscribe to support the video and support the channel. And I guess I will see you in the next one.